What is up, guys? Chew's wife here with Chew behind the camera.
What's going on, guys?
So this is going to be our little video devoted to Galaxycon Raleigh. We're going to go over a little bit about the people that were there, some of the things we got, and finally end it off with our overall feelings about the experience. As you know, we do a lot of conventions together. It's a kind of a family thing. So without further ado, we'll talk a little bit about the people. So they had a little bit of everything for everyone. I was really excited because there was a few people coming that I'd never seen on a roster before. Scott Patterson, who plays Luke from Gilmore Girls, if you're a Gilmore Girls fan, you understand, was going to come to Raleigh, and it was very exciting. He's not someone you normally see on the docket for different conventions. Judith Hogue was going to be on there. She is April from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as well as the mom from Halloween Town. Christina V, she's the voice actress for Sailor Mars, as well as Giancarlo Esposito, who is currently in The Mandalorian. Katie Sackhoff, again in The Mandalorian. And then multiple voice actors, including Chris Sabat, who we've met previously, and people from Clone Wars. Who else, darling?
We had some wrestlers in there, some content creators, comic creators, authors.
Just a little bit of
pretty
everything
much, yeah.
for everyone.
Yeah, a little bit of
you went anime, live action, cartoon animated series, because Tara Strong was there. So just lots of different opportunities and lots of different fandoms present. So without further ado, we'll kind of talk a little bit more about the people that we met specifically. So I already mentioned her, but Christina V, she's the voice actress currently for Sailor Mars, as well as Ladybug Girl. So it was quite a few little girls with Ladybug Girl stuff, which was really cute. My husband and I got these a long time ago. We've been collecting Sailor Moon stuff for a little bit because I'm a Sailor Moon fan. So I've been working my way down getting these signed. I'm just a few shy of getting all of them signed, so we're going to keep working on that, but always fun when I can check one off the list.
Just to let you know, you can't really see it, so if you want to put it a little to the side. Yeah, that's fine.
Brendan Fraser. So we can talk a little bit about him specifically. He was Rick O'Connell in The Mummy. He's played a lot of different roles, including, but not limited to, he was in George of the Jungle. He was George in George of the Jungle. He was in Looney Tunes Back in Action as the non-Brendan Fraser. And, of course, like I just said, The Mummy. So he's very talented, very sweet, very anxious. We had the pleasure of hearing him speak, and he is very open about some things. There was a lot of love given to him in the panel, and he didn't really know how to take it. You could tell he's very humble, and he talked a little bit about his son, and his son being on the autism spectrum, and, you know, the joys and the difficulties of being a parent to a child on the autism spectrum, and horse therapy. So we learned a little bit about him. You know, it always makes you feel a little closer to people when you get to hear him speak. And I really enjoyed, we didn't get a selfie with him. He wasn't offering those. And even in the photo op session, he had a plexiglass between him and the fans. And you weren't allowed to take pictures in the line. He's just very private. And you could tell, like I said, anxious.
Mm-hmm.
I have my gold series, Princess Jasmine, signed by Linda Larkin, the original voice actor of Jasmine. It was lovely to hear her speak. This woman is an amazing embodiment of just the word kind. She is soft, she is hippie, she is wonderful. She was just so sweet. We got to talk to her for a few minutes when she was signing our Funko here. We got a selfie with her. She is just a true Disney princess at heart. You could totally tell. She talked a little bit about when she goes to Disney and stuff, and how some people can recognize her just by her voice, because that is her voice. And she's just wonderful. I loved meeting Linda, and Any other comments, honey?
No, she's just very sweet, very personable, and she really enjoyed talking to everyone and anyone. She was very open about most things, and she shared some of her experiences with getting to record with both two legends, really, Gilbert and or that's his name,
Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert and Robin Woods.
Williams.
Yeah, so both of them no longer with us, but the way she was able to talk highly about them and their experiences she shared with them, it was very sweet. So it was very nice to know that someone who is as nice as her was able to be in the same projects as they were, and it was overall very stimulating to hear her.
She definitely honors their memories, and I think that's wonderful. She keeps their memories alive.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on, we met Miss Katie Sackhoff. That is the current actress for the live action Bo-Katan, as well as the voice actress in the Clone Wars. She was very interesting to hear speak as well. You could tell she's also a little anxious, but she loves her role. She loves being Bo-Katan. You can tell that when she went from voicing her in the series to playing her, that it was a bit of an adjustment, and she had to work kind of hard to do that, because she's like, I've been playing Bo my whole life, this is my character. But at the end of the day, playing something live action versus playing something as a voice actress is much different. And so, getting a little bit of behind the scenes footage with her, or understanding with her, was great. Of course, fans were asking, is she going to be in the new Ahsoka series? And the only thing she could say was, I love Rosario Dawson. I really love her, because it's Disney, and the Disney drones will do and annihilate people. So, Bo-Katan. Moving on to hubbies. This is Raditz.
Yes, we got to meet the voice Justin Cook. He, along with Chris Sabat, for those that don't know, they were kind of like the OGs at Funimation. This was actually a story that Chris himself shared in one of his panels. We didn't meet Chris again. We've already met him, but multiple times. He's a great guy. Don't get me wrong. But the line for him was insane. Even to say hello to him would have been insane to wait. But Justin, obviously, to me, he's a very respectable voice actor. Very nice, very humble. He, like I said, voices Raditz. He's voiced many other characters as well. Yusuke and Yu Yu Hakusho is one of his more famous roles. Red Riot and My Hero Academia. But he was really sweet and really nice. And so I really enjoyed getting to meet him, even though his character is no longer relevant in Dragon Ball.
He did say he'd fight Yamcha.
Yeah, so, though I think that's disrespectful to Raditz, because I think Raditz would have been a great character still. Maybe that's a what if one day for the channel. But definitely a great guy to meet. So I'm glad I got the pleasure to meet him and knock him off my list of people.
So the last Funko that we got signed is my custom made Luke Danes Funko Pop. He does not have a Funko from the Gilmore Girls line, so I had one custom made. I really, really love Gilmore Girls. I used to watch it every day after I come home from school. So I contacted a artist. Her info is from Art Off the Page. She has a Instagram if you want to hit her up. She makes really, really great Funko Pop custom made ones. She's made Taylor Swift, other ones like that. But yeah, here it is. Art Off the Page. There's her logo. Look her up on Insta. So I contacted her. I told her what this is for. She is as big a Gilmore Girls fan as me. She was very excited. So I bought this and I got it signed by him. I had a little bit of disappointment, I will say, because I was expecting him to be a little more fan-oriented, I would say. I guess because the show's not ongoing, and I know he's doing a podcast based on the show where he goes back and watches it all. I really thought that he would be more interested in, talking to the fans and being really, really friendly with the fans. but it kind of felt he was nickel and diming a little bit, and that was hard because I wanted to take a picture just with him holding this, and he wouldn't even let me do that. He wanted you to pay for another picture. So I mean, I don't regret meeting him. I enjoyed meeting him. I'm glad I have my little Funko Pop sign. But he's a little more abrasive than I thought. And granted, Luke's character on the show is abrasive, so maybe there's a lot of his own personality in the character of Luke. So I'm not trying to, downgrade the man. I just wish he'd been a little more personable, I guess. But again, still cool that I got to meet him. Still cool he was there and that I got this signed. Okay. We did get to hear him speak with Kirk, who was also there, Sean Gunn, and they're very funny together. I enjoyed getting to hear them speak, and he was still kind of abrasive on stage. Wouldn't you agree, honey?
I would say so. I mean, he was not answering the questions the way most fans would think. He just kind of took certain things and kind of go off on his own with certain things. But I don't know, I feel like out of the two of them, that's just my opinion, throwing that out there, Sean Gunn was a little more, I don't want to say professional, but he's
oriented.
Yeah, I guess that'd be probably the best word, because he's known for being this character in the series and also being in Marvel with the Asgardians. So that's probably the things that he's probably most asked about. And when he was asked questions directly, he answered them fairly well. And there were answers that made sense rather than the ones that Scott was saying.
Yeah. But again, still enjoyable. Everyone is different. Everyone's personality is different. So, and always keeping in mind that these people, while they're there, they're still doing a job. Meeting us, signing our things, it's part of their job. They get paid to do this. So, they're human like everyone else. Maybe they're having an off day. Maybe they just got bad news, and trying to keep that in mind and keep ourselves level-headed and not be disappointed if something doesn't go the way we want it to is always important at the convention. So, moving on. I got my Timmy Turner signed. My Clef, the Boy Chin Wonder by Tara Strong. She is adorable and she's so funny. I enjoyed getting to see her again. I had already met her once, but Chu had never met her, and he was kind of excited to meet her. She's beautiful. She's funny.
Absolutely beautiful. Loved her, and even with the people that she works with, she was being herself. I assume she was very nice, and we wanted this one to get signed because it was like a series that's now on Netflix, and my wife watches it a lot, and sometimes I watch it, and I love the quote that's on there. You can't really see it, but it's on there. It says, Timmy and Tara Strong, internet. Obviously, for those that are like OG fans such as me and her, you guys would know where that's from. But we love the original Fairly Odd Parents. And we're not gonna diss or anything, but we love what it was before it got ruined. But it was really sweet to finally meet her. To me, she's one of the best voice actors or actresses really in the industry currently.
Her range is so broad. Mm-hmm. Obviously, she's done Raven from Teen Titans. She's Timmy Turner. She's Miss Minutes in the current Marvel Loki series. She's done My Little Pony. She has done
Video game,
Danny Phantom,
Harley Quinn. No,
it's just the list goes on and on. Mm-hmm. She's just so versatile. Mm-hmm. And she does remember her characters. I mean, she remembers her quotes. She's funny. Mm-hmm. She's enjoyable to meet. So that's all of the collectibles we got signed. We did buy a few new collectibles. We don't buy as many as we used to because we are rather picky now. Our fandoms are pretty set. We know what we want. So, I actually did not have a Marty from Back to the Future, so I needed a Marty. So Chu got me one to be sweet because I needed him. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping to get the Biff one soon because then I'll have Biff, Doc, and a Marty. And I love Back to the Future. I can quote Back to the Future pretty darn well. you wanted this one. I'll let him tell you a little bit about Tien and Chaozu.
So I'm a huge fan of Tien. Chaozu knows something much. He's kind of like the backpack that kind of sticks around. But Tien is a great character, and I didn't have a Tien Funko. Hopefully, the voice actor for Tien shows up at Galaxycon or at a con soon. He's actually, I don't know if you even know this, but he is actually Linda Young's son. Yes. The voice, the older voice of Frieza. Yes.
Hello, monkey.
Yes. That is his mom. And so, weirdly enough, we've already met her. I'm hoping multiple times. Hopefully, maybe in the next convention, she's there. Maybe he'll be there because you gotta support your mom. So, hopefully, he'll be there. And so, I'm glad I found this Funko because he's actually kind of expensive now. And the vendor that she had found, the Marty McFly, is where I found that one. That guy is awesome. His Funkos are reasonably priced. Some are expensive. However, we still need to get them, and this was a fair price. So I feel like that was worth it. And so hopefully one day we get to see this guy. Or the voice of Chaozu, because Chaozu himself doesn't have a Funko. So if I can get both signatures on there, great.
Continuing on with our same man that we buy from. We see him at almost every convention we go to, and he is a lovely young man. I got the Suki for the Gilmore Girls because I actually didn't have any of them, and started looking into it, and they're between $60 and $100 a piece, and I was like, super expensive. And he just happened to have one, and he did me a deal for $40, and I couldn't leave Suki there, so that was cool to add with the Luke I had just gotten signed. So I was going to work on getting the whole set.
If you hear dogs, guys, the dogs are in the room. They love to be around us, so.
And they like making cameo appearances, apparently.
Yeah, sometimes they try.
So another fandom of ours that we love dearly is Sherlock. And we did not have this one. This is Moriarty with a crown. And this is when he breaks in and tries to steal the jewels. He's not really stealing them. He's just making a statement because he can. And he says, "You should see me in a crown." We have not met anyone from Sherlock as of yet. And we will unfortunately never meet Mrs. Hudson. May she rest in peace. But we do hope to someday meet the voices or the actresses, doctors or actresses, whatever, that play, especially for me, Irene Adler.
For me, it would either be Benedict Cumberbatch or Martin Freeman.
Of course, those are the obvious ones, but...
or him, even him,
but,
Moriarty.
Moriarty or Mycroft. We love Mycroft.
Mycroft, yes.
So, Sherlock, everyone. And the last collectible we got is kind of
It was a random one. We're not gonna say the real reason why we got it, but we got it, and it was time.
There.
Yeah. It was the cheapest one there, and we're like, hey, she's gonna be in the next Ant-Man movie. So.
Moving on.
Yes.
So I am a huge book lover. I have my own library in our home. So whenever I meet indie authors, I absolutely love indie authors. I think indie authors write some of the best books, and they are so underrated. The things they write sometimes can be a little taboo, or they can be a little off kilter, and they write them so well. So I got 2 books at this convention. One of them is a spoofy kids book called a parody book, and it's called the Addicted Animal series, called If You Give a Kitty a Cocktail. This is the sequel to If You Give a Bunny a Beer. So If You Give a Kitty a Cocktail tells the story of a kitty who plunges into a night of adventures and misadventures after she invites her friends over for a cocktail or 2 or 3. It's a night she'll never forget that she can't even remember. Featuring gorgeous full-color animations and by illustrator Mike Odom that accompany the text. This heartwarming cautionary tale informs readers of the dangers of mixing alcohol and small mammals. It's really cute. And the author was there, and he signed my little If You Give a Kitty a Cocktail. Just something small and fun that I enjoyed. Other one was a indie author I met. Her name was Morgan Bryce. She wrote a book called Gruff. which is a male romance, and one of them, they're all shifters, and one of them is a goat, a fainting goat to be precise, and they really sold me on this book, talking about how cute it was. The fact that one of the dudes there was telling me that this is just one of the most interesting books that I'll ever read about a goat shifter. Why not? It literally was only like $7, and she was telling me she's on Kindle Unlimited, and like I said, I love indie authors. I'll give anything a shot. So those were the 2 books I got during the convention, and I'd say it was worth it. So, moving on from our collectibles and books, honey, you want to give some opening remarks about the overall experience of the con?
Well, we went Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We didn't go Sunday. We had to work, therefore we couldn't go that day. But I will say Thursday was the smoothest of the 3 days we went. It was nice. Not everyone was there. However, we were able to knock out some people. I feel like the lines were handled decently at the beginning, and then it kind of lost control. Previous years, they had done certain things like a fast pass, VIP. They separated those things, and that was issue, and so therefore they eliminated the fast lane, only having VIP, which is fair. I get that. But the problem was they weren't exactly very well kept. They
tried to do this weird squiggle zigzag thing, and people weren't in it, or they were going the opposite direction, and it
was a bit weird when it came to that, but we still were able to meet our people. It took some waiting, a lot of waiting actually, for a lot of the big wigs that we have right here. The fact that we couldn't take selfies with some of them, I don't know if it was based on just their personalities or managers or what it was, but it was it takes a little disappointing. For me, I was actually starting to lose a little bit of faith. I'll be honest here. I want a transparency. I was upset that, like, I was thinking that my whole con experience this time around was going to be based in just waiting lines. However, that changed when we went to the panels. And so I really enjoy, and like she had mentioned earlier, it really kind of makes you relate to them more, because you have to understand that at the end of the day, we're all the same in that regard. People have their anxiety, they have their hey, relax. They have their moments, and therefore, it could have been an off day. So, but it was nice to see them overall. I think that when it came to, like, the controlling of lines, something that they're still going to work. I know it's not going to be perfect. They've got to get better about it. And one thing that I think that they should take into account is they need to have someone announcing things. I think that if they have an announcer inside the building, because that place is huge. You lose track of time. There is no clocks in the main exhibit hall.
You don't know when people are at their tables or doing a panel or doing photo ops, and it's hard to keep track of the schedule because it's not even always right in the book or on their table because flight delays or people going to lunch at random time. It's just
exactly. So one of the people that we didn't get to meet was Patrick Warburton. We would have loved.
He's a Kronk.
Yes, we have a Kronk Funko. We wanted it signed, but he was there only Saturday and Sunday, and we didn't get the chance to go. Obviously, Sunday was not a day where we were going to be able to go because of work. However, Saturday we got there early. That's one thing I'll say. We got there early. We left our house at a reasonable time. Got there, got some pretty decent parking throughout the days we went. But even then, people weren't at their tables because of reasons that you've already mentioned. So it was you get there early enough with the hope that they're gonna be there, but sometimes they're not there, and when they are, they're there for an hour or two. So it just kind of becomes a struggle with, oh, am I going to be the one to get cut off, or am I going to get signed, or do I have to stay here and wait? So it sucks in that regard, but if you're willing to wait and that's what you're wanting to do, then I guess in the end it's worth it. But sometimes you want to meet more people, and they're on a schedule of their own, or they make their own schedules, and
you miss panels because you were waiting in line for so long, stuff like that.
Yes.
So yeah, that was kind of frustrating. Another thing that was a little frustrating, not to be a Debbie Downer, is that the celebs and the voice actors have started to charge extra for a quote. We saw this at the convention down in Charlotte when we went to, and I didn't know, I thought it was a fluke maybe, but they're charging 15, 10, 15, $20 for a quote, and they're already charging decent amounts. So I think that's not really fair to your fans. If we're willing to, we're giving our time just like you are, and we're giving you money, like we're paying you for your signature or your selfies or your photo ops, whatever. Why are you trying to nickel and dime us? That bothers me a little bit. Like, this fandom's already, most fandoms are expensive in and of their own rights. Whether you're a gamer, YouTuber, you love anime, or you love live action, those fandoms are still expensive. Anything that is supporting a hobby is expensive. So I don't really like that. I feel like it's a little disrespectful to your fans. You're charging for that extra 5 seconds it takes to write a quote. It just doesn't seem right to me. But and that it wasn't everyone, and I know that it's at the discretion of their managers and companies and stuff like that. But like I said, it just seems kind of wrong.
I agree. One of the things too is that they're starting to charge separately from autographing a poster than autographing a Funko. I get it. Maybe the Funko is going to hold more value later on because the value of Funkos are going up. But don't charge the person that $10 extra for either a signature or it being different than something else. You're still signing something that a fan is bringing to you. Why are you going to try to bank a little bit more from them when they themselves are probably on a budget? That this convention, from what I've seen, because I'm part of a Facebook group and I see this all the time. A lot of people are first timers. A lot of the people are been going to these conventions, and it matters how the impression that the person leaves them, because that'll determine whether that person comes back or not. And I mean, that's business at the end of the day. The best way, in my opinion, to do business with your fans is give them a few minutes. I'm not saying have a whole life conversation. Have maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Try to understand them. A lot of them are very nervous. We see that every time in any convention. But talk to them. If they're gonna get your autograph, give them a little extra. Believe me, it would matter much more. It goes further if you would do that. If these people do that in general. And it depends on the person, manager. I don't know what the stipulations are right now when it comes to that, but everything's going up. So why do that as well to the fans? Be reasonable. Your marketer is already putting your name on it. It's already worth more. But if you put that extra little quote in there, it's not necessarily going to be. It's not going to be resold unless someone's trying to sell it again. But it's going to matter to that person. So a lot of our Funkos, they don't have necessarily our names on it. Sometimes they do. But we want a quote because it means a lot to us. We're not those people that look at our Funkos and say, we're going to sell them. No, this is our collection. It means the world to us. This is something that we have built together. And therefore, they may not understand it because they're looking at it with dollar signs. But you need to not look at everyone with dollar signs and look at people as people, because you are the same. I mean,
right. And your children are fans of someone else, and
are they going to charge you an arm and a leg because you're a fan of mine? Oh, your son's a fan of mine. Well, I'm going to charge you $50 for this, and it's not fair. It's just not. So
good things though, because we don't want to be all negative. I really love something that they do at Galaxycon Raleigh is they do at the end of every panel they do a giant fan selfie. So they have the guy, whoever's speaking, up on the stage, and then they get the camera and they do a giant selfie with the audience, and I like that. I think it's sweet. I think it's fun, and it shows support for the actor, actress, voice actor, anything like that. It shows support, and it gives a lot of fan response. Like that, it's a nice thing. And another thing I liked was that this convention has a lot of different avenues for people to go down. They have gaming, They have a wrestling contest. They had cosplay contests. The cosplay this year was on point, guys. Like, it was really good. We saw some awesome cosplayers, full regalia of Star Wars characters, multiple droids that were actively moving around the convention. That was awesome. And then, like he said, the parking was better this year. And they also did not stop me with my allergy friendly snacks and water bottles, which was great.
Yeah, it's definitely something that. So where they could have do better, just to kind of wrap things up, is have an announcer announce every so often what's going on, so everyone knows. Manage the lines better. Make sure that's better. The volunteers, I'm not angry with. They were all nice people. Everyone on that we had the chance to talk to, I want to say 98% of the time they were nice. Others, were probably a little sour or whatnot, but for the most part, the volunteers are great. Thank you to them for being the way that they are. They have the same amount of information that we had when it came to where someone was at. They didn't know, but props to them. Try to make the lines a little better. I think this convention is going to continue to grow. Everything was being sold out weeks prior to this convention, and we got ours early as we normally do. And I think that this is going to be one of the bigger conventions on the East Coast, and I think that's going to continue to grow. I think we're going to bring big names, because some of the names we didn't even mention were Rupert Friend. He's known for being the Grand Inquisitor currently. Another name is Kevin Smith. For those that are huge fans of Clerks, he was in that. He's also in Silent Bob, and I forgot what else was called. But big names are starting to come to these conventions. They used to be formerly known as SuperCon, but now it's called Galaxycon, and just people are starting to come, and people are filling up. Like, when we go to panels, the panels are full. They are full.
People are sitting on the floor to listen to these people.
And a group of people that we didn't even mention, or the voice of the Clone Wars. We have met 2 already. I passed up on one. Maybe later I won't say the name, but it was nice to see those people there. It was really nice. But just in general, it's continuing to grow. And a lot of the things that she's already mentioned, we haven't been able to even do yet because of being in lines or looking at panels. Maybe one day we'll be able to actually, sit down and do some gaming with some people. Or maybe we can watch a wrestling or a cosplay contest. Those are always things that are ongoing. And maybe we ourselves could cosplay, but if the heat wasn't so bad, we'd probably do it. But that's another thing. The heat was unbearable downstairs. Luckily, they got that situated, I think, Saturday. But there's definitely some areas of improvement that they can do. But I am thankful for what we were able to have, for who we were able to have this convention, and enjoy it pretty well. So those are my ending statements. I don't know if you have any of your own.
I think you wrapped it up pretty well. So, as always, guys, stay safe. Try to give us a like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, whatever you want to do. Comment with your experience from the convention, or if there's a convention you want us to try to go to, or if there's a convention that you want to give us your thoughts on. Please feel free. We're always, open to hear some ideas or suggestions, and we will catch you later.